Hi friends! Wow, I look a total disaster. I took a shower and then, well, I really didn't do anything after that. My hair's kind of dry now and puffy, so that's just the way it's gonna be tonight or today. So today, I'm going to give you my list of things to watch. That's about it. Me and Coda came together and made up this list. We have Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, and Quibi, and then rent and buy. So, also, I wanted to make a disclaimer before I continue that I know a lot of people may already have seen these things. I know that a lot of these things might be stupid. I know that my taste is very different from a lot of other people's taste, as well as Dakota's. We know this. We're not saying that you have to like these things. We're not saying that you have to watch these things. We're just telling you what we watch, what we like. And if any of them sound interesting to you, go watch them. Or maybe you've watched them before, forgot all about them, and now you can go back and rewatch them. That's what we're doing with a lot of stuff, because we don't trust new things. We're going to start out with Rent and Buy. So we have Escape Room, which came out in 2019. I just started. I'm already yawning. Wow. Okay. Truth or Dare. This also came out in 2019, I believe. Maybe 2018? 2019? I'm not sure, but it stars Lucy Hale, and I love it, and it's great, and you should watch it, and it's fantabulous. Okay. Last one is an oldie. It's an oldie, but it's one of my favorites. It's called Flipper. You should watch it. Next, we're going to go to HBO because it has the shortest amount. We got HBO about a week ago. We were getting bored of all of the other streaming services that we had, so we got HBO. First one is a movie. It's Red Riding Hood. I had never seen it before I got HBO, and it stars Amanda Seyfried, and she's awesome. So, Euphoria, which I know a lot of people were talking about, so I'm sure most people have seen it, but I had not. So I like it a lot. My camera's about to die. I know everybody in the world has probably seen this because I was very proud of myself for never seeing a single episode of this show, but now I'm kind of obsessed and it's all I want to watch. So it's Game of Thrones. I have fallen in love with it, mostly I think because of Sophie Turner, which is a little weird because she's not in it a really good amount in the first season. So next is going to be Quibi. If you don't know what Quibi is, it was released April 6th, and it's basically a app where you can watch, they're TV shows, but they're only like anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes long for each episode, and a new episode is released every weekday. First thing I have on the list is When the Streetlights Go On. So this is about a double homicide, and that's all I'm gonna say. If you like that kind of thing, watch it. Second is 50 States of Fright. It's basically a show where they tell horror stories about every state in the US. The Stranger, which is basically about a psychopath who gets in an Uber and threatens to kill a girl. Chrissy's Court. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I am a huge Chrissy Teigen fan, and I'm obsessed with her, and Chrissy's Court has literally been my savior. It makes me laugh so hard, and it just makes me feel good. It's one of those where I'm like, ugh, I'm so tired of being in the house. I turn it on, and it makes me laugh. It makes me feel better. So, okay, last but not least, once again stars Sophie Turner because obviously I'm obsessed with her. It's called Survive. I watch it religiously every day that it comes out, and when it doesn't come out and I forget that it's not, you know, releasing an episode that day, I get very upset. I'm really surprised the camera hasn't died yet. Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime, I won't lie, we don't use Amazon Prime Video very often, but there are a few things that we keep going back to on Amazon Prime Video, which is why this is a category on the list. The first thing on the list for Amazon Prime Video is 47 Meters Down Uncaged. I mean, it's not terrible, it's not great. You can guess what's gonna happen next. You're stupid. I Am Legend. This is a movie that we both know that most people have seen, and it's basically on the list because it's one of our favorite movies of all time and we love it. One thing that I feel like everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, you're so childish. So the next show is called If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. We're all familiar with the book that we used to read when we were younger. We know what it is. We know it's terrible. It's fine. They made it into a TV show and it's so bad. This is a show that me and Coda put on when we're trying to do other things but we want a show on, which is not good because we actually end up watching it and making fun of everything that's in it. It's not one that we actually enjoy because it's good. It's a show that we enjoy because we can make fun of it and laugh at it constantly. Little House on the Prairie. Scooby-Doo 1 and 2. The live action movies. 2 of my favorite movies. Something about it, man. Instant Family is up next. I know quite a bit of people had mixed reviews on this movie, but I personally loved it. I can watch it over and over again. And that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Okay, so last but not least on the Prime Video portion is for all of my Jonas Brothers fans. Chasing Happiness. I've watched Chasing Happiness so many times that I'm pretty sure I could like just watch it and like say everything that they're saying as they're saying it. Not that I would do that because I like hearing them say it, but I'm pretty sure I could if I tried. It also makes me bawl every time. Recommended if you're a Jonai stan. Disney Plus. We're getting there, people. We're getting there. Disney Plus. Obviously on Disney, I recommend anything that you loved as a kid. I know I've rewatched so many things. Hannah Montana, Wizards of Waverly Place, Jonas, Sunny with a Chance, even Stevens, Proud Family here and there, just everything that I used to love as a kid I've rewatched. But these are a couple of the movies that, or a couple of the things that we watched and go back to a lot. Like when you rewatch something from your childhood, I feel like you can watch it again, but it's like you wanted to refresh it, and now that it's refreshed, I can't watch it over and over and over again. Not because I don't love it, but because I don't want to get sick of it. That's personally just me. Onward, the live action Aladdin movie, the live action The Lion King, and then BFG, Big Friendly Giant, and then a couple of documentaries would be Dolphin Reef, which follows Echo, who is a baby dolphin. Well, he's not really a baby anymore. He has to like, never mind, I'm not gonna go through it. And then Penguins, which follows Steven. Steven's a funny guy, let me tell you. So those are 2 documentaries that we keep going back to. If you can't tell, I am very into aquatic animals. Love aquatic animals. I can watch aquatic animals all day long. Are penguins considered aquatic animals? We're gonna say so. And then the last thing for Disney Plus that I have been binging currently is Boy Meets World. Netflix. And I saved this one for last because it has the most on it, which is weird for me because we don't watch Netflix as much as we used to before Disney Plus came out, but I think it's because we've been watching Disney Plus to get all of the nostalgia out of our systems. The Fosters. Basically, I watched this a few years ago, and Dakota is currently watching it for the first time ever, which has been really cool for me because I get to rewatch it and watch all of her reactions. Orange is the New Black. Now, this is another one of the ones that we know everyone has pretty much seen. If you haven't, okay, you don't have to, but we do. This next show, I know for a fact that a lot of people make fun of and a lot of people don't like. It's the Vampire Diaries, as well as the originals and legacies. I have mixed feelings. I love the Vampire Diaries, but it also gets very annoying very fast. Mostly because of Elena. Elena, man, I just can't handle her sometimes. I used to love her and now I'm like, go, get somewhere. My favorite out of the entire, like, the Vampire Diaries, the originals, and legacies is the originals because of Klaus Michelson. I did not love him at first, and then I watched the originals, and now I love him. Legacies, I am obsessed with. I watch it religiously. And here's the thing, though. I feel like the writing for Legacies could be a lot better. But we're not here to talk about what I like and dislike about the Vampire Diaries series. Next is Once Upon a Time. This is another show that I know a lot of people watched. If you're into fairy tales and that kind of thing, but you're into the fairy tales that you were told your entire life, this is not the show for you. If you're into fairy tales and you don't mind it being twisted, you would like it. It's not the fairy tales that we were all told. I can say that the first time I watched the series, I was so confused as to everything that was happening. But I fell in love with the new stories even more than I loved the original stories. Next is The 100. I know a lot of people also watched this, but I never had, and I just discovered it on Netflix a couple months ago. I've been completely obsessed with it. I watch it all the time. I watched it yesterday while I was cleaning, weirdly enough. A movie called What Happened to Monday. This movie I also know a lot of people have seen and a lot of people have recommended. It's great. I'm not one to be into action movies. I'm not really an action movie type of person, but this movie kept me on the edge of my seat the entire time and I couldn't stop watching it. Quicksand. So Quicksand, I'm not sure what language it was originally in, but it's one of those shows that was translated into English. I'm the type of person who needs for mouths and words to match up. If they don't, it bothers me, and that's just the way that I am. Everything needs to match up with the audio. The audio and video have to be on the same page, and if they're not, I am cranky about it. So it was hard for me to watch, but it's interesting. We're gonna go with that because I can't think of the actual word that I'm thinking about. Heart of Dixie. There's not very much to say about this one. I watched it a while back and I loved it. And I watched like an episode or two the other day and was like, wow, I should rewatch this. And with an E, it took me a while to get used to it being new people. But I do love the story and I love the actors that are in And with an E on Netflix. So I recommend. Love, Rosie, which stars Lily Collins. I've always been obsessed with Lily Collins. This is an older movie. I think it came out in 2012, but I've always loved it and it's one of my favorites. So Alexa and Katie. So I've heard a lot of people talk about Alexa and Katie or not even watch it because it seems like a younger people TV show, which I totally get. I'm 21. I don't think it was made for me at all, but I did watch it, and it has to do with a girl who's entering high school who also has cancer. Even though I'm a little bit older, it does deal with a couple of very mature themes, and I know I learned some things from it, and I think other people could too if they just gave it a chance. Tallulah. Tallulah is a movie that I kind of found on a whim. I was looking for movies that involved kids because I love kids and just things. So I found it and watched it and loved it. So next is Unbelievable. I know this is another show that some people really didn't like and some people really did like. I was one of the people that really did like it, although it did make me uncomfortable as well, which I'm not complaining about because I do believe that that was one of the purposes of the show. Next is Raising Dion. Raising Dion, again, took me a while to get into, but I love the entire concept of the show, and I can't wait for season 2. To the Bone. To the Bone stars good old Lily Collins, and she basically has an eating disorder, so it goes through very mature aspects or concepts. Whatever, I'm tired. Extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile. Good old Zac Efron. Zac Efron plays Ted Bundy in this, and Lily Collins, shockingly, also stars in this, and I watching this was so scary, but also amazing, and I couldn't stop watching it. Like, I didn't want to get up and use the bathroom or anything. And it actually led me to watching more Ted Bundy, like, documentaries and things like that, just because it got me interested and I wanted to know more. So, if you're into, like, the whole murder documentary type of thing, this is a way, or even if you're not, this is a way to watch a documentary without feeling like you're watching a documentary. Next is Northern Rescue. This is a show that I would recommend because it seems really good, but I have not finished watching. I started it and I was like, this seems like it'll be pretty interesting, but I never really watched. If you continued filming and didn't realize that the camera stopped and then really got mad because the camera stopped and you did the entire video and you thought that the camera was recording, but it wasn't recording because it stopped in the middle of you talking about a show, say I. Life Sentence. Life Sentence is a show that stars Lucy Hale, and basically she had cancer. She thought she was going to die, and then she found out that she was in remission. I think that's what it's called. I'm not really sure. And she has to figure out what she wants to do with her life because she didn't think that she was going to live her life and have a life to live. So she has to figure it out. So that's that. Next is Saving Zoe. Saving Zoe stars the Morano sisters. If you don't know who they are, one starred in Austin and Ally on Disney. One starred in Switched at Birth on, I think it was ABC Family, and basically she was Ally. She was, I think her name was Bay. Not the point. They starred together, and basically the older sister has died or been murdered, and the younger sister is trying to figure out why, but also learns a lot about her sister that she didn't ever think she would have to learn during the time period. So, of, trying to figure it all out. Next is Imagine That. Stars Eddie Murphy, and basically he's a dad. It kind of reminds me of Daddy Daycare a little bit, but not at the same time. You'll get it if you watch it. I don't know if a lot of people have watched it. I didn't know it existed until like 2 weeks ago. Last but not least is a show that I'm pretty sure the entire world has seen, although I'm pretty sure a lot of the world has not, because I know a lot of people don't like the show as well or think it's stupid or whatever, but the show is You. Joe Goldberg, man. Yeah. I can't decide if I like Joe or if I hate Joe, and that's kind of one of my favorite parts of watching the series. I can't wait for season 3, and I'm really excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow because quarantine. I hate myself. Bye.